Hey guys, welcome back to the Unreal Estate podcast. I'm Nick Taylor, joined here today with Richie and Tim. So Tim, you had a story to kick us off today.
Oh man, yeah. So I have a YouTube channel, and I don't know why I thought to do this at the beginning, but I'm just still doing it. Don't hide it now. Don't hide it now. Let me see that microphone. No, just the microphone. I'm going to let Richie enjoy his drink while I talk.
Of water.
Yeah. It's flavored water.
Flavored.
Yeah. So I have a YouTube channel, and I put my personal cell phone number on the YouTube channel. Probably a bad idea. But I haven't changed it, and it's been working okay. But here's a crazy story. So on a Friday night, I had my daughter at basketball practice. I got a panicked call from a lady, and she said, "Hey, look, I've been looking in your area in North Georgia. I need some help finding a house. I need to see some houses tomorrow." And this is probably like 8 o'clock on a Friday night. "I'm going to be driving up to your area, and I need to see some houses. And here's the list of houses I want to see." I was like, all right, fine. So I talked to her, asked her, where she was in the process, and we did the vetting process pretty quickly. And so I said, all right, well, let me see what I can do. So I scheduled the showings, right? And I show up to the first showing on Saturday, and we get everything signed. We get everything done that we need to do. And then I show up on Saturday, and the appointment is like 2 o'clock or something like that. I get a text from her about 1:30. She goes, "Oh, yeah, we're running into some traffic, so I'm going to be about an hour late." Oof. And I was like,
red flag.
Right. Yep, okay. That's not good.
Didn't pad your time properly.
So the appointment, the house was vacant, so no big deal. So we kind of sat there for a while. Then she texted me again a little later and goes, "It's actually going to be like an hour and a half late." And I was like, cool. So this is off to a great start.
Yeah.
So finally they get there. They get to the house. They look through it, spend some time there, probably 30 minutes. They're like, "Yeah, we don't really like it." So we go to the next house. Vacant, so it's fine. We were able to go to the next house. They look at it. They spend some time there. We walk around the property. We probably spend about an hour at this house. Then we spend another 30 minutes. They talk about all the reasons why they didn't like it. And I was like, fine, but we can just move on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then we get to the last showing, didn't like that house either. So they go, "So what else do you have for us?" And I was like, "Well, based on your criteria, here's a couple of options." I pulled my computer out right there. Here's like 3 or 4 more options. They're like, "Okay, well, let's go look at those." I was like, "Cool."
All of them?
Yeah. So I schedule showings for Sunday, right? And I show up to the first showing, which is Sunday afternoon, about 1 o'clock. And I get an email. And the email says, "Oh, I am so sorry, but we bought another house."
What?
And I just wanted to let you know, but this was literally at the time my appointment was starting for Sunday. And I was like, "Wait, you bought a house
between
last night and today? Like, did you go out and look at houses this morning?" And I said, "Which house did you buy?" No response. And she goes, "But I'm so glad we're going to be neighbors in North Georgia, and I'm just so glad to be up here, and thanks for all your help." And
What?
I was like, "Well, wait a second. Well, what just happened?" So then they just disappeared. I called her husband, called him multiple times, emails, texts, nothing. And I was just like,
Still haven't heard anything.
nothing, not a thing.
to this day.
Yeah, she was like desperate for my help, and then all of a sudden she just bought it up. And I was like,
So
"Why
you
did you
think
waste
she was
mine?"
under contract and getting cold feet and wanted to see other things, but didn't want to tell her agent that, so she called you?
I don't know. Either that, or she just called another agent and didn't tell her that I was working with her, and then just found them and got them to show her houses in a different. I have no clue.
So I think that's kind of indicative of the market right now in some buyers. Like, there's a lot of people sitting on the fence, have one excuse or another, that maybe want to buy a house, could buy a house, but aren't, or maybe are just around.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like, well, why waste somebody's entire weekend if you're just trying to, like, I don't know. Like, I could have showed you whatever house you ultimately bought.
Right,
like, I don't understand. So
and then at least it's like almost better just to get an answer of what happened, right? Because now you're just like racking your brain, like, did they buy something I showed them?
Well, sometimes it's at least good feedback for us. Like, did we do something wrong? Did we
100%.
not find the right house? Did whatever it was, and so that we can improve our own skills and going forward.
Yeah. You just never know, and the not knowing is the hard part. Where you just go, like, what did I do wrong?
100%.
Whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're like, all right, well, that was a weekend wasted.
Yeah.
For next time, I will make sure that I vet them a little better or do something different. Or not just drop my entire weekend for someone that calls that panic.
Randomly, right?
Yeah.
It's like give me like it's not you, it's me. I'll take that at that point.
Anything.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, give me something. But
Like that ex-girlfriend breaking up with you.
Exactly. Many a times. But to your point, I mean, I had a buyer this weekend as well that I showed for multiple hours in all different country clubs all around that, like Atlanta, Alpharetta area. And I know they have a house to sell, but they were like, doesn't matter. We're already pre-approved, so we'll be fine. We're just going to jump on something when we see it. Show them 15 homes within 6 or 7 hours. And then Sunday showed them even more. And then this morning they say they want to wait to sell their house.
This is the worst.
Even though they're pre-approved, I gave them all the options to not hold 2 mortgages.
And this kind of goes back to my earlier comment. There's a lot of lookers that are out there.
Ton.
And
there's a lot to see.
Yes and no. I look historically, there's still not a lot to see, but compared to the last 5 years,
more than
there's
what
a
they're
lot
used to.
more options out there.
Yeah. And the pendulum has finally swung a little bit to the buyer's favor, and I think they're just eating it up too.
100%.
I mean, for good reason. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, look, we haven't had any leverage for 5 years, and now we finally have something to negotiate with.
Yeah.
So,
but almost too much. Like,
Yeah.
I had 2 buyers in this last month that have made insanely low ball offers with no real reason or any type of backing. And we'll be like, well, the comps say this. And they're like, well, this is what we want to pay. And then not even, when we get a counter from the seller, them not even entertaining it. Like, my clients being like, we'll just wait and move on.
We've dealt with that too.
I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a struggle, and sometimes we have to just, sometimes we just have to say, like, hey, the data is showing us that houses in whatever county, they're selling for 97% list price.
Literally had that conversation.
Not 85%.
Exactly,
you know
right, right. Why do you think it's 10%? Should be 10% less? Because I'm showing you 97% sell.
Well, because if you get out there and you get into the YouTube algorithms and go down the rabbit holes and you get on the national news media, you can accidentally think it's 2008.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And I go back and rewind, and if I truly believed it was 2008, would I buy a house?
Right.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why would you even ask me that question?
No, I'm going to wait till 2009 or 10 or 11, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of buyers' mindsets of, I'm not offering today's price, I'm offering tomorrow's price.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
It's an interesting struggle. I kind of love it. I think it's fun until those situations happen. Less fun, but part of the job.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you want to do your best to help everybody, but if someone is unrealistic, I mean, we do it every day. We're not trying to get you to spend more money. We're just trying to get you the house that you want.
If that's what you actually want, right? If you want to win, like, we're going to do that. But it's also, I think, like you said too, buyers are just, they're kind of tired of what was going on, and now they're like, well, I only want to win. Like, I don't want the seller to win. They're like, well, here at Keller Williams, we're a win-win.
Shameless plug for ourselves. But at the same time, I think, the market feels like and looks a lot like pre-COVID 2017, 18, with it being more of a balanced market. It was shifting the other direction in the seller's favor at that time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, prices aren't 18, 19.
No.
And I don't foresee them going to be.
Agreed.
Right? Now, we can't predict the future and what may or may not happen on a geopolitical level.
Right.
But we can't ignore that the market is shifting. It's how do we shift with it and help our clients stay in front of it.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to take whatever info that's available to us at this current time and say, all right, based on what we're seeing, this is what we think we should do here, especially if you got sellers.
Yeah.
Because, man, it's tough for sellers right now.
It really is.
Houses
And
just kind of sitting.
we have a house coming up overlooking the Chattahoochee in Sandy Springs. Beautiful house. He put so much money into it. It's super unique, Beautiful. We gave him a price in May. He's getting ready to list it in 2 weeks. And he's like, all right, we still like at the same price. I'm like,
maybe not.
Even though Sandy Springs, only 2 months of inventory. So still a pretty hot, in that price point, in that $1 million plus, still a pretty hot seller's market. So he hasn't lost as much, but could you imagine if it was in a different area where there's some things that shifted? So he's still close. He's less than what we told him in May, but not as far off. But it's just interesting.
So I think it's one thing that people don't understand, don't even realize. Even appraisers now have one of the new settings, tools, whatever you want to call it, that they can use on the back end. They're taking those sold listings and they can plot them out over time.
Yeah.
And they can adjust the price for that. So they can take a price for a home in March that closed. Mm-hmm. They can take one in December and one in last summer and say, okay, here's the trajectory from the last comp. We are farther down in price, and they can negatively affect the price on that, which we have to be in line with as well. But just explaining that to sellers sometimes can help them get over the hurdle of like, it's not just us, appraisers are physically using this. So you see these comps, but that's yesterday's information.
100%.
Yeah.
And you really need a good agent.
Yeah.
Like you can't list with, we actually had a listing appointment a few months ago. The guy was like, we're going to use you when it's time. We love you guys. We looked the other day, we actually did a pop by, and we stopped by the house to pop by and drop off a gift. It was listed. Sign in the yard. I'm like, that's so weird. He said he was going to use this. That's strange. I look, 45 days in the market. So we talked to him, and he's like, my next door neighbor's daughter just got licensed. I'm like, oh, and that's why you're 50 days on the market. It's not just, you have to find a professional that knows what they're doing in a market like that.
Well, and that's, so I've got conversations across the country, right, of people that are seeing different things. There's one overarching generic shift right now, and the agents that have systems and tools that have lead generation built into it and have built a machine are doing more business than they've ever done. And the people that sat back for the last 5 years and business just came to them, and maybe they made good livings, but they weren't running a true business, are closing less deals than ever.
Yeah.
Because if you walk around and you just talk to agents, for a lot of them, there's some doom and gloom out there.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I saw a billboard to kind of talk about both those points you brought up. I don't even remember where it was from. I think it was somewhere in New York, but it was a pretty genius billboard, I thought. And it was like a cartoon of this lady, she was an agent or whatever, and it said, "Our team sold 350 houses last year, and your sister's cousin's husband." He sold one last year.
I saw something
so
like that.
Whatever agent you pick
it's
actually
important
matters.
now more than ever. I would probably go to the top 1% of the Southeast region of FLML.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thanks.
It's interesting. I was doing a little bit of like
shameless plug. Gemini, top 1%.
So I was doing some data analytics on a couple of neighboring areas here, just a couple of smaller counties. And there's only 550 agents that live in the county, in those couple of counties, right? How many do you think actually did a deal in the last 12 months?
Oh, probably less than 5%.
I was going to say less than 25%, but that's 5% would be crazy.
Right in the middle, right? So 170 agents.
Okay.
Wow.
Out of 500 and some change.
Wow.
So let's call it 30% and be generous.
Yeah.
But only 1 in 3 actually did a single transaction.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So when it comes to picking that agent, the agent that only did 1 transaction last year, they don't know what the heck's going on. Even if they live in the neighborhood, they're down the street. They're not in it enough to really know and understand what's going on if they're not truly treating this like a full-time operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, losing that to the neighbor's daughter, I was like, well, I can't wait to sell it as the second agent. Because those expireds.
That's a question I would ask. Hey, when does your listing agreement expire? Great, I'm going to call you the day after.
Exactly right. Yeah, because it's going to expire. I mean, they're overpriced. She didn't advise them on doing anything to the home. It's going to sit.
Yeah.
And we'll be the ones that sell, which will be awesome.
I mean, I had a conversation with another one of our agents earlier today. She went on a listing presentation. She proposed $525. It's now listed at $625.
Oh.
And she was like, what did I do wrong? I said, nothing.
Yeah.
Call them in 90 days when their listing agreement's up.
100%. Agents are so desperate. They're going to tell you whatever number you want to hear just so they can put the sign in the yard, have a listing.
I mean, that home is 20% above what it should be fairly marketed at.
Crazy.
And it might even still sit at 525. I
Right.
haven't seen
No,
the
you're
house,
right,
but
though.
Right.
Yeah. Right now. I mean, we got a lot of factors playing against us, but that's why it's so important to find someone who can navigate, especially a situation like this, a shift like this, because it's not everybody's created equal, right?
Agreed.
There's people that do it all day, every day, and there's some that do it once every couple of years.
Yeah.
So that's important, and I think just interviewing those agents is such a big deal.
100%.
Well, and one of the things that I see is, and this goes for clients and for agents, it's for those that are not out there actively working on skills and getting better. I mean, we're having to dust off skills that we used 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of the agents, even if they've done good business in the last 5 years, they've even forgotten those tools in their tool belt are rusty, and we've got to resharpen those tools. Or for the agents that never had the opportunity to learn them because they didn't need them, have to now learn them.
Yeah.
It is very much a skill-based business, and if you don't have the actual skills to go out there and do it and implement it,
You're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
you're not going to. You are getting left behind.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah.
I think COVID gave everybody a false sense of
100%.
confidence too. Like, oh, anybody can do this. You know what I mean? Because you could even just mention that you had a house going for sale, and it would just sell for $20,000 over without even trying.
Right.
So,
There's no
now-
skill in that.
No,
Yeah,
it was just the nature of the market. I mean, there was just no supply, so everybody wanted to move. So I think that we're dealing with a little bit of that too, So a little bit of
Well, I think that's where some of the consumer kind of confidence came in, and they're like, "Hey, what are you guys doing like to actually move a home?" And the most common theme I'm having right now is people going, "What am I missing? What am I not doing aside from price?"
Yeah.
Right now,
You need strategies at this point.
you need strategies, you need techniques, you need ways to do it. But if you're asking that question and you're 45 days in, you're asking that question too late.
100%. Yeah.
At that point, you need the price reduction, and you might have cost your client dollars.
Yeah. I saw a quote from a popular real estate coach guy online the other day, and he said it was pretty interesting, and I agree. I mean, because it always comes down to price. I mean, because there's a price at which someone will buy any house.
100%.
You know what I mean? But he said sellers have two options right now. One is reduce the price. Two, hang on to the property. That's it. I mean, you're going to have to find where the market is for your house, because it's not. If your house has been on the market for 45, 60 days, whatever, you got to reduce the price, or you got to be willing to hang on to it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or do the work that might justify more of the price, right? If you don't want to drop it, okay, well.
What are you going to do to improve the condition?
Yeah.
Because it's when the clients are seeing the value that matches the price is when they're
100%.
buying.
Yeah.
So if the value's not there, and there's a lot of things that make up value in a home, but the value's not there, they're not going to pay the price.
Yeah.
Or the value is there, and they're going to pay it.
Exactly. What can you control? Price and condition, right?
That's it.
So if you're not getting your price,
Condition,
exactly.
right?
So,
But I mean, there's only certain things I would advise somebody to do to fix up on condition, because there's only a dollar value return
that'll bring it back. Yeah.
that you're going to get back in your pocket.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Agreed. Yeah, that's awesome. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, I think that's it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about some affordability and pricing. So tune in for the next episode. Before we wrap it, we're going to wrap it and crack it. I don't know what we're doing. See you next
Special
week.
thanks to Claire
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Thanks, Claire.